Almost every PUBG Mobile player has had this one dream to achieve Conqueror and reach Ultimate Legend at least once. And for many players, it is the ultimate achievement. And why not? Because Conqueror is regarded as the rank of honor, and Ultimate Legend players are considered to be one of the best. But have you ever wondered, what if there's a side of this achievement that nobody talks about? What if reaching these ranks is not only about skill? What if this journey itself tastes your patience, your discipline, your mindset, and everything else other than your skills? And what if it's all not worth it at the end? So this is exactly what I want to talk about today. A dark side of Conqueror. Honestly, I also once had this same dream, a dream that pushed me to reach Conqueror 7 times and reach Ultimate Legend twice. But during all these pushes, I had learned something, a prize, a reality behind Conqueror and Ultimate Legend which many people seem to ignore even after achieving it, or they just don't want to accept it. So let me take you to the journey of my 8th Conqueror to understand it better. But before we get into the problems with this journey, let me explain it to you how Conqueror actually works. Let me clear up one thing. Conqueror is not a rank that you simply achieve after reaching a specific number of stars or points on Ace. Unlike Ace, Ace Master and Ace Dominator, Conqueror is based on your position, your rank on the leaderboard. Once you reach Ace, every additional point you earn pushes you higher on the leaderboard. So the one with the most points on Ace, Ace Dominator, Ace Master will be ranked as number 1. Your goal is simple enough, it's just earn high enough points to rank in top 500 players in your respective server and game mode, whether it's FPP Duo or TPP Squad. At 000 GMT, the leaderboard updates and everyone inside the top 500 rank bracket achieves Conqueror. Now that you understand how the Conqueror system works, let me show you the kind of players you are actually competing against to reach that top 500 leaderboard. Because the deeper I went into the Conqueror grind, the more I realized something. This was not just about playing for more hours. The competition for those top 500 spots was far more intense and ruthless than I had expected. And the first thing that stood out to me was how many players were pushing with full squads. Most of these players were not playing with random teammates. They had the same squad every day, they already knew each other's playstyle, communicated constantly, and made quick decisions without any hesitation. Meanwhile, many players alongside me were pressing the matchmaking button and trusting 3 complete random strangers every single match. And then there was the time commitment. During the first week of the season, the leaderboard moves unbelievably fast. Every few hours, the point requirement increases almost by 100 points. To stay ahead, many players spend almost their entire day playing. I met a guy who literally was playing for 40 hours without any breaks to make sure that his Conqueror grind finished early on. And he achieved Conqueror on the second day on Ace Master 9 stars. He also ranked in top 100. And then there is account sharing. Some accounts don't rely on just one person. Friends or teammates take turn playing on the same account, allowing it to keep earning points for almost around entire day. Whether this is done casually or in organized groups, such as this YouTuber with 200k subscribers who played promotion matches for his friend while 4 other guys were just supporting him. So basically, account sharing creates a completely different level of competition. You are no longer competing against one person's free time. You are competing against the combined time of multiple people all by yourself. And lastly, and of course, every now and then there are players using unfair advantages. Although I only encountered one hacker in more than 400 matches, who luckily turned out to be my teammate. But honestly, when you're grinding hundreds of games, eventually you will run into someone who should not be winning the fight, who are using location hacks. And it's frustrating because one unfair loss can erase the progress of several good games. So the more you play, the more chances you have to recover from bad matches and keep climbing, or just finish the grind altogether. However, the question, like for someone who has school, who has work and other responsibilities, that's a huge problem to compete against these no-life monsters. At first, I honestly wondered, how am I supposed to compete with these people on the leaderboard? Can I even achieve Conqueror? Because I cannot play 20 hours a day. I have studies, I have responsibilities, and like most normal players, I have a life outside the game. And yes, I do touch the grass, guys, every now and then. But before I gave up, I noticed a pattern in the leaderboard. I noticed that many of the players fighting for the very top eventually slowed down after securing their rank. And of course, there were still players at the very top maintaining their position through extreme playtime with the help of account sharing. But around the bottom of the Conqueror leaderboard, the pointer requirement was not increasing nearly as fast. And for the first time, it felt realistic because the daily points were not going up by 500 every day. This happened because many early grinders got demotivated and some stopped after they had achieved Conqueror. But however, I still had to play a lot, but now I could at least go to sleep, go to school, and slowly work my way towards Conqueror. And after getting this ray of hope and understanding that the competition is hard, but it's eventually gonna be reasonable enough. So I finally started climbing again and successfully completed Ace and Ace Master promotion matches. And at this point, I thought I understood how promotion matches work. However, I could not have been more wrong as lightning struck on the 5th day. When I reached Ace Dominator promotion matches, this was where everything changed. These promotion matches were filled with players who had the same goal: reach Conqueror no matter the cost as fast as possible. Almost every player in these promotion lobbies was fighting for survival. At this point, I was not facing casual players anymore. These were people who had already spent days grinding and knew exactly what they were doing, because no one reaches Ace Dominator promotion matches in just the first 4 days of the season. And this season added another layer to this promotion matches, which made it hard to survive in the end zone. The abilities and powers in this event, nobody had completely mastered them yet. So everyone had different strategies around these abilities. Some were rushing in the zone with Chidori Slash, some were teleporting on rooftops with Flying Raijin Kunai, and at this point winning was not just about aim and pure mechanics, it was about patience, timing, making the right decision, and using the abilities properly. And the mentality in these promotion matches was completely different. Players would do anything to secure the position. I remember one match where me and my teammate got stuck outside the blue zone with no way back. Both of us started doing a heal battle against each other, against my own teammate, because every second alive mattered. During my push, I met many players who were trying to reach Conqueror, but some of them eventually gave up when they reached Ace Dominator promotion matches. And this is not because they were not skilled enough, but because they couldn't get past these matches. I heard the same thing again from these guys. They said these promotion matches are impossible. And after experiencing them myself, I understood why. Because you couldn't match the promotion matches in Erangel, and getting in top 5 in Livik was close to impossible. But eventually I found a way to approach these matches differently, a strategy that helped me complete them more consistently. I'll explain exactly how I did it in my Conqueror guide. But after overcoming the promotion wall, I thought I had finally solved the hardest part of the grind. I understood the competition, I understood the system, I had passed the biggest barrier, but then I discovered another problem which was not very visible to me in the early season. A problem that had nothing to do with my enemies. It was the people fighting beside me. I realized that the biggest challenge of Squad Conqueror was not always the enemies. Sometimes it was the people fighting alongside me, my own teammates. The problem which I had not faced early in the season. I finally understood that it was different from playing with a fixed squad, where teamwork is natural, you know your teammates, you know their decisions, they call everything. But when you're playing with random teammates, every match becomes a test of trust. One of the most frustrating things I experienced was seeing teammates refuse to recall me. Even when the situation was completely safe, the recall tower was nearby, the zone was not a problem, there were no enemies around, there was almost no risk, but they would still choose not to do it. And the most frustrating part, well, these same players would immediately ask for recall when they were the ones getting eliminated, getting knocked out, and they would not just ask for it, they would get angry if you delayed it, they would blame the team, they would swear on you, they would say the bad words which might ruin your day. But when someone else needed their help, when I needed their help, suddenly the risk was too much for these teammates. Then there were the matches where you realize 3 players with you are already playing together. They have their own communication, their own plan, and their own friendship, but these people were mostly friendly. However, sometimes the 4th random player, such as yourself, will feel like he isn't even part of the squad. Because the 3 friends, they would ignore your calls, they would leave you behind, and sometimes they might even troll you because they already know that they have their own team and they are not concerned with getting eliminated. And for someone pushing Conqueror through random matchmaking, this creates another challenge. You're not only trying to beat the enemy squad, you're trying to become a part of a team that you are already in. Then lastly, there are teammates who communicate, give information, they mark enemies, they make callouts, but the moment you give your own suggestion, these same teammates will ignore you as if you had never existed. I mean, real teamwork is not just about speaking and bossing around. Sometimes it's about listening, sharing information, and covering each other's mistakes. Because sometimes your decision might not be the best, it might be the worst, and one bad decision in a Conquer lobby can cost you points worth of 3 matches. Oh, and I forgot, lastly we have the Blue Zone champions, players with one mindset, survive at any cost. These players are my favorite. They are willing to stay outside the blue zone for multiple phases just to avoid fights. Sometimes it works for them, but the problem comes when a teammate gets eliminated. So these players are inside the blue zone, the recall tower is inside the blue zone, and there is almost no risk. They would still refuse to recall you because their priority is not team success, it's only their own survival. And after experiencing all of this, I learned something important. In Squad Conqueror, skill is only part of the equation. You need lots of patience, you need discipline, and most importantly, you need to understand that you cannot control your teammates that you receive. You can only control your own decisions. And that became one of the biggest lessons from my Conqueror journey. After everything I had been through, after finally reaching Conqueror, I thought the journey was over. But then I realized something. The badge was not the only thing I had earned. I had also paid the price that comes with it. When I first started playing PUBG Mobile, Conqueror was just a dream. It was the highest achievement, the badge everyone wanted, the rank that proved I had made it. And after reaching it several times, yes, it felt satisfying somewhat, but that feeling only lasted for a moment. Then when I looked back at everything it demanded from me, the hours, the stress, the discipline, the pressure and frustration of losing points, playing your entire day around a mobile game. And that's when I asked myself a question: was it really worth all of this? For me, the answer was no, and was always no ever since I did my first Conqueror. Not because I regret reaching Conqueror, and not because I didn't enjoy the journey every time it was something new, but because I realized I had given this game more than it deserved. Hundreds, if not thousands of hours, late nights, stress, and moments where a mobile game became more important than my real life. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you shouldn't go for Conqueror. In fact, if you are on your holidays, if you have the free time, if you're doing it because you genuinely enjoy the challenge, then absolutely go for it. Push yourself. Experience it at least once. But promise yourself one thing. Promise me one thing. The moment this game starts affecting your sleep, your health, your studies, or your relationships, take a step back, because no seasonal badge is worth sacrificing the things that actually matter. Looking back, the things I'm most proud of is not the Conqueror badge, it's everything I learned while chasing it. The patience, the discipline, the mistakes, and the experience that no badge can represent. The challenges and the friends I met, not this season, but the other 7 Conquerors. So, Conqueror is an achievement, not an identity. Don't let a game decide your happiness. Whether it's Conqueror in PUBG Mobile or any higher rank in a game, let it be something you enjoy, not something that controls you. It's a game, okay? Now that you know the reality behind the Conqueror grind, the next question is, how does a normal player actually reach Conqueror? In the next video, I'll show you exactly how I did it, the strategy that helped me survive promotion matches, how I dealt with random teammates, and the small decisions that made the biggest difference, because reaching Conqueror is possible for everyone. You just have to do it the right way.